Good morning, Alan.
Hey, good morning.
Wine and cheese. So many of us have
Don't do it.
I understand. I
Don't do
understand.
it.
I understand. I
Talk
gave
about
up.
transformations. Don't do it.
I understand. But yet, life, we have to enjoy life, right? Especially for women who, love wine and cheese, socialization. How much can they actually still enjoy wine and cheese and use the gym to get what they wanted?
Look, there's the simple answer is they can't. And that's I'm just going to be very straight and direct.
Okay.
The majority, not everyone, because again, there are some people that have very lucky genetics, but the majority of us, male or female, during the transformation time that they're allotting themselves, whether it's 30, 60, 90, 120 days, or all the way up to 6 months, or all the way to a year, when they have an end goal in mind, during that marathon, because it is a marathon, you don't just work out for 1-2 hours and then all of a sudden you're an amazing body. It's a process, right? During the marathon time of the transformation, they have to be strict on what they're eating. They have to give themselves a 90 to 95% strict level with a 5% leeway, at least in my opinion. Now, that this relates to the kind of food, not so much the amount of food. So if somebody is eating properly based on their metabolism type, they can actually eat a lot more because their body can process the food. And chances are a lot more food in that transformation, when done correctly, is usually much lower calories per serving with a lot more food coming in. So for example, a muffin on average could be 300 calories. That's a lot of calories for one little piece of food. A big salad with all sorts of vegetables, maybe some fruit in there, maybe some meat, that could be 300 calories as well. This compared to this, which one is going to keep the person more full and satisfied? Well, chances are there's going to be that big meat, veggie salad with all the extra stuff that they put in there that they chose wisely to keep it at around 300 calories, right? So that's super important to remember, because when it comes to transforming, our bodies are like old engines, like an old car engine. Think about it for a second. What runs smoother, a brand new Ferrari engine or a 1970, Ford that's been sitting in the garage and being taken out to go around the block once every other day? Well, that's an exaggeration, obviously. The Ferrari is going to be, the Lamborghini is going to be, the new engine is always going to run smoother. Well, how is that in relation to our bodies? Our bodies, when we first start off in transforming, is like an old engine. The parts are all there. They're all functional, but they're a little bit out of grease. They need some new parts. They need some adjusting, a little fine tuning. So during that time, if we want the transformation to happen faster, we've got to put stuff in it that helps the engine perform faster. So if we're putting old oil in there, or we're putting in 90, 91 gas when it's supposed to be 94 because it's a high performing engine, and we're going cheap on it, well, you know what? It's gonna work, but it's not good. Will it work as well? No. Is it gonna work as quickly? No, right? Like, we take that in anything that we do in life, right? Like, you go to your job and let's say you're supposed to work 8 hours and you only put in 6, and the other 2 you're on social media. Well, chances are your work output is not going to be as high as somebody else who's staying focused. That's the main key. Focus, the ability to focus from point A to point Z and make sure that you're on point throughout that duration. That's the biggest challenge I find for most people, including myself in certain things. That's also the beauty of it, is that it's not super complicated. It's not rocket science. You just got to find out and learn from other people on how to stay focused and how to find things like wine and cheese and replace that with other things that are more healthy for your body to help support your body's needs to grow and change, versus use something like cheese, which is a dairy, which for most people cause either bloating or it adds an extra layer of fat in the body. So it hides the lean muscle tissue that they're growing. Or like wine, usually any alcohol now I'm going into the actual physical reaction part. Using an alcohol, which feels good when you consume it, but the big problem is that it stops the production or slows down the production of consuming protein and good nutrition to get it fed into the muscles. Once alcohol is introduced, that process of transforming nutrition and feeding it into muscle tissue, it either slows down tremendously, or like an engine, it literally just stops. So someone after for 2-3 days could be having their protein, they could be having protein shakes, they could be having branched chain amino acids, all sorts of great supplements to help feed the muscles. But when they drink it, it goes in one end, and guess what? It goes out the other end. Doesn't absorb. And that's why you'll see if you test, I mean, you've had this before, certain weeks you've worked out, no alcohol, you feel stronger every time you come back week after week. You introduce a couple of glasses of wine, you stay up late that night, and then you come to the gym the next day and it's like, you're like little Asian zombie coming into the gym. Like, who the hell is this woman, right? And 2 days after, 3 days after, you're starting to feel normal again. But it's like, hey, wait a minute, I could do 10, like 10 pounds each. Now I've got a scrummy little 5 pounds each, and you're like,
it was because I didn't understand the effect of alcohol in our body.
And most people don't. You know, I didn't.
That's why I wanted you to share this. So important for me. Yes.
And that's the big reason is when I tell our clients.
And what I discovered now is you don't really need it at all. I'm clean. I'm clean now. So clean for, oh my goodness, almost 2 years, and I don't miss it. And actually, I'm proud of myself. I don't need it. 100%. Save money, better than me.
Chances are, is if you were attached to wine and cheese before, chances are you were attached to that feeling. But now that you feel younger, you look younger, you perform better, you got more energy, you feel more alive. The feeling of being more alive and being younger and looking more attractive compared to when you started, that is a much stronger feeling for you and for many other people than just consuming that wine and cheese, which is fine. Remember, it is fine. But now it becomes a question of, well, which one do you want more, right? Which one do you want more? We can have it all, per se, as long as we understand what having it all means and accepting the process of getting there.
No, totally. Thank you, Allan. It was also because my why was so strong. And the good thing is, eventually, all my friends are like really supporting me. Now, at the beginning was hard. Oh my goodness. They thought I was crazy. We didn't get to hang out. And now like people, oh my God, she's looking good. Like they giving up alcohol because of me. So that was a beauty thing for me to influence them.
Good job.
Yeah. But hard was hard. At the beginning was tough. You know, it was tough.
It's always tough in the beginning, right?
Because people think you are like you are leading somewhere else, right? You are not part of the group, or you're changing. So changing was hard for the people around you, right? So, but now like their consumption of alcohol are less and less and less and less. That was a beautiful part.
Really good. You're influencing people that way. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good.
So thank you, Allan. Thank you.